yeah, I'm just really happy that I can get the rare items. If you just persist long enough, you'll get them, especially with Treasure Badge. Without it, though, it could be difficult, because there's the low chance to get the item in the first place, and then the rare drop chance. Anyway, while I'm going to go ahead and continue on through this first part, because it is going to take me a little bit more, I have to say another thing about the Shroobs. They do end up losing, and they didn't leave that much of a legacy.
Yeah.
They only appear in this game, actually. You would think Shroobs, because they're aliens, would appear in Super Mario Galaxy, but they totally didn't even appear there. They just appear in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, and they're referenced in future Mario and Luigi games, and that's it.
Yeah, I that's always been another one of my gripes with the Mario series, is when things that happen don't like carry over at all, and events are usually isolated to like one game, and then maybe referenced a little bit in like the text, but not majorly. That is always kind of disappointing. It's kind of like Final Fantasy, how like every game's its own thing, but except that, unlike Final Fantasy, the characters actually carry over. And I don't know, I like good story continuity, but Mario doesn't frequently have that, which is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. So yeah, the Shroobs, they appear in a story, and then they're just gone. It's interesting that they actually appear in the one story in the Mario series altogether that involves time travel, because the Mario series never uses time travel at all, and this is the one game that does.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one game that has time travel in Mario and Luigi. I looked through a whole bunch of different Mario games I haven't played, and I can't find another Mario game that does any time travel shenanigans, and this is the one that does.
What about Mario is Missing, everyone's favorite Mario game?
Is that actual time travel, or is that traveling around to different continents and
I think that you show up at different times.
You do?
Of history? I don't think they're all the same year, day, minute. I mean, I don't know. It's a stupid game. I was just kind of kidding.
Okay, maybe I missed that one. Though maybe when I was looking at it, I was thinking you were just traveling around the world, not through time as well. But I've never played that game. I probably shouldn't ever.
No.
Okay. But maybe if you exclude the really stupid educational game.
Wow, yeah, I'm missing the most obvious one if we're going to talk about educational games. Mario's Time Machine.
Oh, that's right, there was one!
Oh my gosh.
That's a really stupid game, though.
Yeah, so...
Maybe I'm totally wrong about other Mario games not referencing time travel. But anyway, other than the educational games, Shroobs only appear when time travel is a thing, which is really interesting because if you remember the beginning text of this game, it specifically mentions long ago in a place far, far away. So it's not just, oh hey, way back in the past and a really far distance away. Oh hey, look, here's this planet for us to conquer. Let's time travel. Hooray! How can you ever lose if you time travel is my question. It's if you can time travel, you could always go back in time and correct your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You see, anybody who's ever actually watched my Mario ROM hack videos will know I've mentioned before, well, if other people could save state and load state, time would never pass forward at all. It would be complete ruin and chaos, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a game theory here that I should think of. But enough thinking about that, because actually, are you ready? Higsby, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Sequence break.
Yes!
Sequence break! Sequence break!
Heck yes!
So, on the very, very lip of that pipe, if you get Baby Mario and Baby Luigi on that extreme lip of that pipe, and then spin jump into them, you can get them onto the ledge, and it's actually the same ledge that I was talking about earlier in different parts of the first floor Shroob Castle. And the thing is, you're not supposed to get on that ledge until you're actually almost done with Shroob Castle. So believe it or not, if I were to take full advantage of the sequence break, I'd already be into our next full video, actually.
Huh.
So the next about 17 minutes from our point of view, I don't know how I'm going to end up cutting this, is sequence breakable. You don't have to do it.
Okay.
Plus some. Yeah, I just broke into here. There we go. And if we go to this room to our right here, that pipe there actually leads, it's an exit pipe. You're supposed to normally come out of that pipe, and then you'd continue on forward onto the ledge that I was just on. But I'm going to go ahead and collect the spoils from this area while I'm here. Might as well.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Of one of the spoils is a pair of jeans called the Rocket Jeans, and I don't care about them because I'm trying to get 100-point pants, not Rocket Jeans. They're a pretty good pair of jeans, though. There we go. Anyway, I do have to correct myself. This isn't the only game that has time travel, but still, the one game that has time travel, it's all about these aliens who was able to time travel. We'll learn more about them. I actually think I'm having a theory brew up in my head, though. Ooh, I have to make a video about it. It's a pretty in-depth theory, though. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and save here. And we'll continue on as if I didn't do a sequence break. Sad day, I know.
Oh, that's awesome, though. Yes.
It is awesome.
But I really like, though, that this is a legitimate dungeon. Like, this is good. This is how everything in this game should be, not just hallways that you don't get to experience that lead to 5 rooms that lead to the exit.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the least linear the whole game has been.
Absolutely. Like, in a way, the way you proceed is kind of linear. It's like, oh, hey, we're on the first floor. Oh, hey, we're on the second floor now. So it's definitely not a Zelda dungeon, but at least we get to explore around. And hey, new enemy. That guy, interesting. Do you want to guess his name?
Shroobsworth.
You're right.
Yes! And I honestly didn't know it. Yes! Yes! Go me.
He is a very unique enemy in this respect. Shroobsworth actually has mechanics very similar to Mario, Luigi, Baby Mario, and Baby Luigi. Namely, alright, so I'm going to attack him, so now he's going to do an attack. Cool. Oh, I missed dodging the attack, whatever. The idea is, if you kill Shroobsworth, he's not completely done, because that Shroob on the back of him becomes active then.
Huh.
And not only that, the Shroob on the back, his name's going to be an intern Shroob, by the way. He won't attack, but after 2 turns, he'll revive Shroobsworth. So if I were to theoretically I-win bomb Shroobsworth, it wouldn't instantly win the battle, because the intern Shroob would come out then. So you could kill him with like a 9,999 attack power attack, and the intern Shroob comes out. And then you have to kill the intern Shroob.
Can attacks in this game do over 1,000?
I don't know. I do know after you attack someone with a bro item and you have a really, really good attack, the total damage it shows can be over 1,000. As for an individual attack, I don't know if it can go over 999. I've never actually tested it. I don't have an answer for you. I know total damage can, but... And now we're in the Evil Shroob library. I like how the library still has books. Are they Shrooby books, or are they books that they're now reading to learn more about mushroom kingdom mushrooms? It'd be interesting if they're Shrooby books, though. Also, yeah, interesting. So at this time, I didn't realize it, but the intern Shroobs are actually the ones pertinent in regards to item drops, because they're actually the one enemy that has our other interesting item drop. So you don't have to worry about somehow getting an item off of Shroobsworth. I actually think Shroobsworth can be revived infinitely if you let him get revived infinitely, because as I mentioned earlier, you let him die, and then the intern Shroob comes out. 2 turns later, he revives Shroobsworth. And I don't know if there's a limit to that or not. If there is a limit, I don't know it.
Yeah, it's not like the intern Shroob is too difficult to defeat, so...
No, he's not. He doesn't even attack back. The only thing he does is survive after 2 turns, Shroobsworth. So if there were some of these books left over and they were from the Shroobs, you could theoretically have some really intelligent linguists try to, well, translate the books, and then we'd understand Shroob language. At least written language, anyway. There's a big difference between understanding the written language and the oral language. I can tell you that as a fact because back in high school I did take Spanish classes, and while I can't like speak like a Spanish nowadays, it was a lot easier for me to read Spanish than it was for me to try to speak it, because Spanish speakers like speak their language extremely fast for me.
I think that's natural. You know, when you have it on paper, you can kind of decipher it and think about it for a little bit, but you know, just spontaneous conversations are always going to be way more difficult. I understand that.
Same thing is almost certainly true with English. That is someone who's not English as a first language listening to this video. First, hi, and second, am I talking too fast? I apologize if I am.
Even with other English speakers in my videos, it was in the past. Not so much these days. I guess I've slowed down a bit, but especially in a lot of my older videos, people would be like, "Oh my gosh, you speak so fast," and I'd be like, "Whoops, sorry."
There we go. Anyway, right now the library kind of just gets us to our next area. The area to the right now actually isn't accessible at the moment. Ooh, some ultra mushrooms. I'll take those. What we're interested in doing is going up north, because up north we have to, well, do another rolling exercise. Can't sequence break it this time. There's no pipe sitting in the center of the room for me to use. There we go. So, notice that there's some UFOs on the top screen. They don't let us go anywhere. Not that we could go much of anywhere at the moment, just the pipes in the upper left-hand corner on the top screen. But first, we have to quote-unquote chase them off. So, over into this room, which is a really familiar room, quite literally. This is where we got the rolling ability back in the present, back in the future. Sorry, I had to make that quote. So now we have to roll all the way up to the switch at the top. This time, though, it's just a little bit harder. First things first, we only have 23 seconds. And second things second, there's some obstacles in our way. Ooh, like that obstacle. Otherwise, it's the exact same track. Oh yeah, and I guess you have the Shroob castle theme going instead of the normal castle theme too. I actually really like this theme just because it really sets in the mood of, oh hey, this is Shroob's castle. This is, yeah, their castle.
It's definitely one of the darker Mario themes. Usually Mario themes are so happy.
This game is one of the darkest Mario games.
Good.
It's just good. It's not like a Majora's Mask level of good, but even though I personally think this is one of the weaker Mario and Luigi games, at the same time, I have to admire the theming they went with this game and the fact it is one of the darkest Mario games out there. And it's not dark for the sake of being dark either.
I agree with that completely.
Alright. So, now that we're on the top of the castle, we're going to go ahead and enter into this UFO because some Shroob muck just parked it here. For us to enter? I don't know. It's lifting up on its own, though. Maybe they were trying to abduct us. We just walked right into a UFO. Great going, guys. To begin, push the block. And I don't know about you, but I would have pushed the block without, gosh darn it, Stuffwell. There we go. I always have trouble remembering his name. Without Stuffwell somehow plugging into this UFO and learning about it. It's like, oh, hey, there's a block hanging in midair. Why don't I hit it? Because, you know, it's a Mario
Well,
game.
Stuffwell wouldn't be happy if he didn't get to interrupt us with a tutorial one last time. It wouldn't be the true finale without that.
Stuffwell loves talking, you know? Anyway, here's the idea. We can actually control this flying saucer, yeah, or UFO, whatever you want to call it, by pushing a whole bunch of blocks to elevate it, and then having Mario hit the final block to just shoot, just like that. And then it goes back down. I don't know about you, but this is the stupidest way to control a UFO ever. 3 floating blocks, then a final block for shooting. Who thought of this?
Yeah, it's not very practical.
Shroobs, what are you doing? you seriously don't control your ships by having 4, like, piloting Shroobs hitting blocks all day, do you? You would think you would like to have, like, one pilot Shroob who pilots the ship so he's able to be in complete control of the entire ship? That would probably be a good idea. Anyway, we have a little bit of a mini game to play right now, and the idea is we have to elevate the ship for until we get it in the right place to be able to shoot enemies. There we go. And we got to shoot down a whole bunch of enemy UFOs. Here, it's not so bad, but if you're hearing that tone in my voice of disdain, there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. This is the stupidest mini game on the face of the planet.
Yeah, it looks kind of stupid. Can't say I disagree. Oh. I think I remember you hearing that you had, not so much fun with it the first time you played this game.
First time I played this game. That'll be a story for when it's appropriate.
Okay.
Needless to say, I actually almost gave up on the game. It was only just through sheer perseverance that I actually managed to complete the game, actually. I almost stopped playing this game because of this mini game.
So close to the end. Yeah, I didn't really have much to say. It's just kind of... it's ridiculous.
You don't control the ship in Galaga like this. What's this?
I was actually thinking about that to myself, like, what if all shoot-em-ups were like this? Take away the control stick and put these stupid buttons that move the ship in different ways.
Play all your shmups and tohus and everything like that like this game. See how far you get. Anyway, that's how we take care of the UFOs. And if it was just limited to that, I would be like, whatever. But, foreshadowing. That's not the last time you're gonna see that. Okay, back down the stairs. Here we go. I should have rolled down the stairs, because there's a pipe block nearby. But now the aerial view is clear, and we're able to see the broken bridge. Interesting that it's broken in the present as it is in the past. Though we broke it in the present, so they must have fixed it, and it got broken again. Anyway, we now have access to a couple of pipes in this area. Here we go. Let's enter into this pipe first, and this pipe will actually take us to, well, the area we need to go to next. And I remember looking at this and I'm like, okay, cool, let's get the items, but what about that other pipe? Super drops, nice.
I know what that pipe does.
Here we go, up the ramp and into the other pipe. And this actually takes us to the beginning of the castle where we can now make a shortcut. I really like that Mario and Luigi Partners in Time does this. I really do. Because it's like, hey, come back to the dungeon, and now you can easily access a lot of the dungeon.
This is what Paper Mario 1 needed. There's nothing worse than wanting to go to Princess Peach's castle or wanting to go back from Princess Peach's castle and needing to walk for like 20 minutes.
Through the entire castle. Like let's just say you had the save file in Paper Mario and it was just before Bowser at the end. And you're like, I kind of want to go back to Toad Town, collect some badges. You got to go all the way through Peach's castle first, which doesn't take that long. But then you have to go all the way through Bowser's castle as well. And then you have to go from that to the Star Shrine down Star Hill again. And then you're finally in Toad Town.
Just better cancel all of your plans for the day if you plan on doing that. It's like, yeah, that's always been one of my biggest annoyances with Paper Mario. Because I used to do it so much too. It's like my save file would always be at Bowser. And it's like, I want to go do this. And then I want to go back to Bowser. And it's like, I can't be the only one who had that problem.
Oh man, no. You were not the only one that had that problem. Except for the one time I played Paper Mario for my Let's Play, and the one time I played Paper Mario playing with just Mario by himself. I'd get to the end just before I fought Bowser, and then maybe I'd come back to the save file and I'm like, I want to do things, but I'm at Bowser. Aww. I gotta go through the whole castle and everything. Ah. I'm disappointed in you, baby Luigi. You won't hit that switch. It looks like you should be able to, but no, that form is just for going into the dirt. Instead, oops, it helps if I can nail my jumps down. That would be nice. I'm gonna spin jump across, and after spin jumping across, we'll be able to hit a switch. Right button, there we go. Which I should have just left Baby Mario and Baby Luigi there to hit that switch. There we go. Those giant eggs that are on the top of this castle, by the way. Well, they are supposed to be mushrooms, but they look like hollowed out eggs to me.
Yeah, they definitely do, you're right. They look much more like eggs than mushrooms.
They do. Anyway, let's go ahead and get that taken care of, and now we can hit a couple of switches. Oh, I should have had Mario Luigi there. Darn these stupid 4-person blocks. There we go.
I sure do love this gimmick.
There we go. Get all the brothers in their own individual places. One thing that this game doesn't do, which I kind of actually wish they did, is made it so you had to separate all 4 brothers for some puzzles, because it would have made for some interesting opportunities, but they're always glued together in their pairs. Oh look, we found Princess Peach, or at least the monitor showing Princess Peach. Kind of as expected, they can't hear us, you know? Because it's just a monitoring viewing. Just looking at Peach through the monitor. Except she heard that.
Oh no.
Orb was turned off. Wow, stuff well. Gee, I see invaders here just walking right into a central room with a whole bunch of security systems. They're looking at the security systems. We don't want them to look at it. We should turn it off. And go after them. We're not on an espionage mission. We're literally taking this castle back. You know? It's not like we're trying to sneak around the Shroobs. Though that would make for an interesting game. It wouldn't make a Mario and Luigi game. We have been rerouted.
Pipes can just be moved around so simply. You know, it's not welded together or anything. It's just kind of, oh, it got moved.
Nope.
Wow.
And it's kind of a thing that happened. So yeah, now we find ourselves in, I guess, the underground Toad Town or Shroob Town tunnels, whatever you want to call them. So next time on Let's Play Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, we're going to go ahead and go through the Shroob Town tunnels and continue on through Shroob Castle.
Sounds good.
Let me just give you a hint before we end today's episode. That sequence break that I showed off today, that, if we would have taken it, would have cut us a little bit into the next video, actually, if I would have taken it.
That's awesome. But then, I mean, again, this is a great part of the game, so, I mean, you're kind of hurting yourself by skipping it, unless you just want to get the game done really fast, I guess.
That's true. This is a good part of the game. Anyway, this has been Milesluigi.
And Higsby.
See you next time.